Well, Sam, for the most part, most people misunderstand this verse. They don't see exactly how it's connected with Jesus' birth and the prophecies because it's hard to find.
Absolutely. There's not much about this verse anywhere, and yet we're going to see that it's a very fundamental and, in fact, a very, very deep verse. So let's just begin and start to go through this. The first point to note that he comes to a city that is called Nazareth, and that Nazareth is nowhere mentioned in the Old Testament. I mean, I don't know whether the city existed. I would imagine that it did, but nowhere is Nazareth mentioned in the Old Testament. And yet here it says that it might be fulfilled that which was spoken by the prophets, he shall be called a Nazarene. A Nazarene, from what is indicated here, would mean that it's the name given to an inhabitant of Nazareth.
So, Sam, is there anything special about the word Nazareth or Nazarene in the Greek?
We're going to switch to Strong's, and here we have our verse. And so we're going to look at Nazareth, G 3478. And here we have the Greek for this word on the right-hand side here. Nazareth. And what I want you to notice in particular is the pronunciation. Now, I know you can't necessarily, maybe you can read Greek, but the pronunciation is given right here. It's Nazareth. And I want you to notice the D and the Z. And I'll explain to you why in just a minute. Of uncertain derivation. So once again, I want you to note that even Strong is also a little bit in the dark here about the meaning of this. And then it says Nazareth or Nazareth, a place in Palestine, and it gives the city. And then we come down in the same verse here to Nazarene, and that's 3480. So 3480, you can actually see simply by the Greek words and the Hebrew words, they're in alphabetical order in Strong's Concordance. So this is only two entries after this first Nazareth, 3478 and 3480. And here we've also got, and I'm giving the pronunciation here, Nadso. So you can see it right here, the D and the Z. That's how we pronounce it from 3478. So you can see the relationship between these two. And that's why I said that Nazarene is undoubtedly the way they call the inhabitants of the city. And that's what Strong says here. An inhabitant of Nazareth, by extension, a Christian. Not sure about that. And his explanation there. And so we've got here Nazarene or Nazareth.
Are there any other interpretations of the word Nazarene?
Uncover the mystery of Adam and Eve's nakedness. Unravel the ambiguous connection between the Hebrew term for naked and the serpent's subtlety. Join us for this free mini-course and gain a profound new perspective on biblical Hebrew. TheExplanation.com/naked